One question I will continue to ask, that how many times you were upset at different times, locations, in with relations until the last session. Don't take it lightly, but remember and recall. One time, 5 times, 10 times. So that will tell us whether we are a seeker on this path or not. Are we taught to be angry, excited, agitated? How to be angry, how to fight, how to divorce? We are not taught. When we are not taught, why we express that way? Because we are born with our impulsive, instinctive, and habitual life. No one tells us to seek pleasure by how many likes and dislikes that we have on social media. Does anybody teaches you that see that if you have more likes, then be happy? It is instinctive, it is impulsive. How to elevate ourselves when someone praises and appreciates us? What is the problem? Our master says the problem is of ignorance, and what is the solution? Solution is the knowledge. And that is why we have a famous mantra, Asato ma satgamaya, Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Think. We have to think and contemplate. So when we say that the solution is the knowledge, then the entire Eastern wisdom is self-awareness program. This is what the discernment is. It is an emotional freedom program. That is why we have a dispassion. It is a mental transformation program. That's why we have 6 treasures that we discussed and understood. So the entire journey is the knowledge-oriented peace and happiness program. Nobody teaches us to be angry and agitated. It is inborn, it is instinctive, it is impulsive. Only the human being has a choice to move from the ignorance to the knowledge. Think, think and contemplate. So ultimately, it comes down to impurity in the mind, ignorance in the mind, and the method is to purify the mind. And when we purify the mind, that is what is self-awareness program. That is what we say the discernment. That is what we say the dispassion. That is what we say the and the more it comes, the more wisdom comes by listening and learning, contemplation and reflection, and our practice. So we are focused on the conventional methods to purify the mind and the best method to purify the mind. Conventional method. Think. Conventional method helps us to change our attitude, our behavior, our action, our responses in our daily living. All those conventional methods, if you recall it. So it means it helps me to live in the state of the mindfulness in my personal, professional, social, and family life. So the outer life, so called the outer life, becomes calm. Now, this mind is not thinking too much about the time, the locations, the people. You are always ready to respond, to live in calmness and peace. because the mind is not obsessively thinking about the world outside. Why? Because you have applied the conventional method. And many of you might have started applying these conventional methods, and it gives you the best result in your life, day by day, from moment to moment. I told you, this teacher says I purchased 5 instruments. You know, what is the gong and other stuff? And I play all of them in the class, and the people are happy and relaxed. So my mind instantly asked a question inside me: whenever you are in stress, do you play gong? And I know the answer, no. But should I hit her? No. No, there is no need. When you are living into that state, what should I say? My master says, at least whatever you are doing, even in ignorance that causes the relaxation, better not to disturb those people until they enter into the knowledge. She demonstrated 5 or 6 different instruments, and she says that this is what I do. No, it will not work. It will not work to remove our ignorance. That is more important. Anyhow, think of my friend's conventional method and the best method. The last time we discussed about Ganesha. So all the images of the gods and the goddesses that you might see, you might have read, it has a symbolic meaning, goes ultimately to the knowledge, goes ultimately to the self-awareness. Large ears, that I have large ears, it means I pay more attention to listening and learning these principles. Large head means that I contemplate and reflect. The small mouth, that I love listening. So I heard her listening. Oh, she explained to me for about half an hour. This first time I play this instrument, second time I play. Why should I react? Let me follow. That's wonderful. I always said wonderful, very good, wonderful, very good. I speak very less outside. You might have seen that I speak a lot in the session. I don't speak too much. And the small eyes indicate a keep focus. So we are discussing about the best method. So I'm going to introduce one thing more that is extremely important, and we normally ignore it. So the self-enquiry is the best method that we reflected on a bit in the last session. And our greatest master of the yoga Eastern wisdom, Krishna, approves it. Krishna says the best method to purify the mind is self-enquiry. I'm angry over you, and I'm ready to listen to a teacher. So the teacher asks, can you find out, can anger solve the problem? Can your hesitation will bring you peace? Method of self-inquiry. I will react. Normally we habitually say, I will react against you if you do this. But should I ask myself that why I am going to react? Will my reaction and hesitation give me some benefit? If it gives me benefit, so give me 3 benefits of getting angry over you, getting reacting over you. Only 3 benefits. Terry used to say, I used to get upset over my maid who is helping you and you are getting upset. No, no, the maid is not doing the things the way I like. Oh, so give me the three benefits of getting angry and getting the solution. Answer is no. So she knows it. I asked her that you repeat the instruction again and again. One time, second time, third time. And that changes our attitude. So you see both the conventional methods and the best method is the self-inquiry go together. No one in the school science teaches you what are the benefits of getting angry. And if they teach you, they say, oh, be angry better, you release your anger. Is that the solution? So I should be angry the way everyone is sitting. No, no, you have to sit like this. So I spend half an hour in anger. Best method is the self-inquiry. But remember, my friends, we have to follow the outer space conventional method, inner space self-inquiry. You cannot say to the pebble, no, I became angry, but now I'm closing my eyes and let me think. Do the self-inquiry. It will not work. So conventional method has to be applied outside. And inside, anger, I experience the hesitation, I experience inside my mind. I have to think of it. I have to contemplate, I have to reflect. And one of the tools that I have given you, the moment you have an instinctive, impulsive life, ask the three benefits. Three benefits of likes on the social media. Three benefits of reacting, anger. So you are solving, you are mentally transforming, you are transforming your mind. Instantly you become aware there is no benefit as such. I cause a lot of problem to myself. I've been telling you, I think I told you before, if the science believes in the logic that is 100%, Eastern wisdom believes in the logic that is 200%. Not only 100%, it is not happy with the 100%. It goes on asking question, why? Ultimately, it reaches to the ultimate cause. I'm seeking peace and I'm reacting. There is no relationship between the reaction and the calmness. No, but other is not listening to me. Let him or her not listen to me. My priority is to be in calm and peace. Are you getting it? Another approach to the self-inquiry. Do whatever you want to do before me. In absence of me, I am not going to be swayed, carried away by your action, your thought, your speech, your action. So now here you see the conventional method and the best method of self-inquiry go together. And the life changes. Best method. We are going where I have to come back to the main thing. But now you see the conventional method. In applying the conventional method, I may not speak verbally to you, but I'm burning inside. So the conventional methods work at the physical, verbal, and the mental level. Mental is basically the emotional. I'm burning inside, but I'm holding back. So it has a problem. All these conventional methods, sometimes, no, let me hold back. I should not take any action. I should think of it. So the best method of purification of the mind is the self-inquiry, but the self-inquiry demands two things. First, I should have an intense desire. And second, that I should become a qualified seeker. So we are coming, we're gradually moving deeper. Why? Go on asking the question, why the best in. So, first, we are understanding that the best method of purification of the mind is the self inquiry. So, who can follow the path of this self inquiry? Who has an intense desire for peace, happiness in every situation, in every relationship, at every moment. I'm waiting that as you continue the journey, you will share the experiences, then I will discuss about this. The result. So, the two things, the intense desire for peace and happiness, and being a qualified seeker. Why I said that they should go together. If I'm a qualified seeker, my intense desire for peace and happiness will be inside. But if I'm not a qualified seeker, I have an intense. Who doesn't have an intense desire for peace and happiness in the world? Everyone, including all the living species. But their mind goes outside. The wealth can buy me the peace and happiness. There's marriage. Oh, like that young guy. This is my fourth case of relationship, and that is also destroyed. But I'm not responsible. She is responsible. So he's also seeking peace and happiness, but he's seeking peace and happiness outside. So it means I'm not a qualified seeker. I have tried very hard to patch up, but still it is not working, and I'm frustrated. I have given my 200% to her. Why you have given to 200% to her? Who told you? That is impulsive. Are you understanding? It is impulsive. It is habitual. It is emotional bondage. Why you have given 200%? But now see the other side. If I am living in peace and responding in peace and love and wisdom, I have already given 100%. Why? I don't allow to get upset over me. Let me think in that way. Do you think that I have given my 100% in that way? So that is why the Master says two things. First is the intense desire for peace, happiness. That should be directed inside me. No one is responsible for my peace and happiness. And at the same time, that raises the bar of my awareness, and I say, now I am a qualified seeker. I want to be in peace and happiness in this situation. Conventional method, contemplation and reflection to purify the mind, that you are not responsible for my peace. You are not responsible for my stress and suffering. If you have an orange tree in your backyard and that is sweet, so does the orange tree thinks that, it is because of you I'm sweet? I can give you hundreds of examples. Are they? No, not at all. Not at all. At least they have learnt a good lesson from the nature. What we normally say, that is where these two methods comes. I love you, do you know? And the guy says or girl says yes. So follow me. Come on. Is that a condition? Because I love you, you have to follow me? That is attachment. Do you see that? Just self-inquiry. It is a matter of self-inquiry. It's just a matter of awareness. And the moment you say, how dare my mind you say I love you, So you follow me. This is what happened to this guy. So when I told him, so he laughed at, he said, my mind was crazy. I said, yes. He said, now you have to guide me how to move to the fifth relationship. He is looking for fifth relationship to be in peace. And I said, first discover peace and happiness in yourself. Then we will talk about the relationship outside. Now ask a question. We have discussed about the conventional method should work outside, self-enquiry should work inside. Self-enquiry should have an intense desire for peace and happiness, not looking outside but inside. So it means I have to become a qualified seeker. So many seekers asked the students in different texts that what should I do until the mind changes? Mind cannot change in one day. I will continue the journey. I have understood. What should I do? It is very subtle, it is very easy, but still it is one of the greatest steps in the journey. In Sanskrit, it is known as Mangala Charan. Mangala Charan, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, the fourth line of the mantra. So we will understand that Mangala Charan and we should see how to apply that state, that Mangala Charan, the moment we wake up in the morning, at every moment in our life. And that simply means auspiciousness. Auspiciousness is present in the existence. Every master. It is such a wonderful to study and realize that every master for the last 10,000 years in every text, the very first verse is about Mangalacharya. Think of those masters who have realized, who are awakened, who are enlightened, and still they never forget to apply Mangalacharya. And we ignore it, reading it, Even Hatha Yoga text, who teaches us the physical postures, the breathing and the pranayama and the mantra, etc. The very first verse teaches Mangalacharya, being enter into the auspicious moment. How to do it? By thinking, by feeling, by being aware. I am alive. Why? Because of the existence. That becomes an auspicious moment. I am alive, I am learning, fortunately, the Eastern wisdom. All grace comes from the existence. You need not to think of any god and goddesses or religion and cult. You have started thinking. So very thinking should change my impulsive and instinctive and the habitual nature. Every master, I have read almost thousands of the texts. In every text, the first verse has a message of Mangalacharan and auspiciousness. Even the master is enlightened. The enlightened masters says, O existence, grace me, bless me so that I can complete the work. I am alive because of existence. I am alive not because of medication. You see, I wanted to see the smile on Terry's face. I'm not alive due to medication. We know what the doctor will say in the end. I am sorry. So remember that word. That's a pet word of the doctor. So now you see that I am alive because of the existence. So I let me connect myself to the existence. I have learned a little today. Let me thank my existence. But I don't see the existence. What should I do? So that, you see, I told you 200% logic. So when I know I don't see the existence, okay, I use my master's image as my existence. My master, give me the strength, give me an ability to speak and unfold this topic today. I do it internally, that you don't see it. Mangalacharan. Why we are doing it here, Mangalacharan? Because during the time I become highly qualified seeker, my mind will continuously seek peace and happiness inside me, not outside. That will change my impulsive and habitual nature, and I will be perfect in the conventional method, and I will continue the self inquiry. That is why I do the Mangalacharya. No master, it was such a great masters I have seen in their words, the very beginning. I told you, even Hatha Yoga. The very first verse of the Hatha Yoga says that I do namaste or I bow down to my master who is Lord Shiva, who discovered the Hatha Yoga teaching so that my journey of teaching Hatha Yoga would be complete. I'm talking to you, you use that, you invoke the existence, if I say so. You invoke grace and the blessing by inviting gratitude and compassion, love in our mind by thinking. Just start doing it by thinking. Even if the mind says, no, it is not happening, it will happen. I told you, for me, my God is my existence with the name and the form. Because otherwise, the mind raises the question that where is the existence? I don't see it. So, to resolve that doubt, you can use Ganesha. Pay attention, one thing more that is very important. Where the mind at least can believe even 5%, that seems to be a perfect guide. Take an example of Jesus, full of compassion. Any image, Buddha. We cannot think of the Buddha becoming angry over us, even if we are not a qualified seeker. So, do you still remember? I'll just give a pause here. So, we started with the conventional method in the outer space. The best method is the self inquiry. But what this method meant for the purification of the mind. Nobody teaches to be angry, reactive, like and dislike. Why? Because of my impulsive nature. So, impulsive, instinctive nature accumulates the impurities in my mind, and I need to bypass it. So, in the self inquiry, I should have an intense desire for peace and happiness. Let us have, but inside. So, I'm not looking peace by means of a relationship. I am not looking love by means of a relationship with outer gadgets or money or the wealth. But it doesn't mean that I'm not earning. That's another part. So, two-part: intense desire for peace and happiness, provided I'm a qualified seeker. Then, but the question arises that someday I get up in the morning and I'm not in a healthy state of the mind. I feel very heavy. I feel anxious. Use Mangalachara. Now you see, we have been using the mantra, but now we just opened up. We understood that meaning. Last point, it is taking one more minute. Whether you use your teacher or any image of the God and goddesses or Jesus, for me, the best method for invoking that blessing and the grace is thinking with the feeling what I am, good or bad, high or low, what I have, the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego, and what I possess, all the worldly possessions, all belongs to you. All belongs to you. So you means existence. What I am, what I possess, and what I have all belongs to you. It is a fact, it is the truth. This body belongs to the existence. I don't know how long this body will continue. You don't know. But it will not happen in a day. You are doing it every day, every day, every day. But why you do it? You are attacking the impulsive, instinctive, and the habitual mind, which claims I possess the body, which claims I own the wealth, which claims I do this. Are you getting it? It's very subtle, but very interesting. And that's why I used the word, image of the Ganesha. I gave you the meaning, Krishna, what I am, what I am. I'm a teacher. Who made me teacher? You. So should I not be grateful to you all? If you are not there, I'm not a teacher. You see, normally we say, oh, I'm a teacher. Come on. I'm going to teach you the secret. No, forget about it. Nobody is ready to learn. How can you teach? You are not a teacher. Can you take it easily? We don't take it easily. I'm a CEO, I'm a boss, and etc. etc. Long list. Randy, you are a professor. There is no student. How can you be a professor? So, with that attitude, with that thinking mode, that is known as being present in that auspiciousness. And the life changes. I can bet you the life will undergo a transformation. And we are going very near to the enlightenment. So eyes are closed. Let us start our journey. So we will talk about many verses of Mangala Charan later. Eyes are closed and body, the position of the body is comfortable. And I told you, do you remember? Check yourself. Are you struggling? No, I am not struggling. So it means you are comfortable. But at the same time, we continue with the conventional method. Look at the neck joint being there. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And after the steadiness, what do you do? After the steadiness, space. Move the mind on the shoulder joint being there. Feel the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. the entire body, feeling the sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Yesterday, I had a very advanced seeker, so I gave him the meditation practice for an hour only on one step: how to be comfortable. It all demands your subtle awareness, and that is where we are moving in every session. So, being comfortable, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. But in that, now see how being carefree and being comfortable go together. Who makes you uneasy and uncomfortable? It is the thought and the feeling. What are the thought and feeling resurfaces from the mind? So the mental highway. So the lane one. You see now how these they go together? They become one. So you are aware of the lane one, unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. And now you are a seeker. You are already too far from them. They are the thoughts. There may be a thought of impulsive nature. The feeling may be there. No worries. You are simply aware. And once we are aware, we find they are at a distance, and that is the best time to do the mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. I told you 3 times. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Meaning, you already know, may there be well-being for all. Well-being for all, yes. And you already know everyone seeking Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. You already know, I have repeated many a times. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. So when you are saying this, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, are you aware, is the mind going inside seeking peace and happiness, or it is going outside? You can easily find out. If it gets attached to the lane 1, obviously going outside. If it is going inside, then we reveal the meaning in the mind that everyone is looking for the peace. So I am. It is within me. And the mind is settled. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Let there be completeness in all the wholeness. Why I am seeking that wholeness? Because that wholeness can be realized when the mind moves inside. But why? Real self is whole. False self is always in parts. It is incomplete. That is why it is expecting. Look at the another way. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness in my life. That is what we discussed. And now Mangalacharan. It is always preferable. It depends on other people, but let us follow what I am. Let your mind ask what I am and become aware. The mind will definitely relate it to the body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, past impression, future projects. And that is what the ego is, the false I is. Oh, what I am. So we are not fighting with it. What I have. So when we say what I have the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego. What I possess in terms of possessions of the world outside. You may find out the finer movement of the mind. It also includes what I want to possess in the future. And then the blow to the instinctive mind comes when you say all belongs to you, existence. It is because of your grace and the blessing I am alive today. I am following the path of the Eastern wisdom to discover, to be one with the existence. That is what we say the self-discovery is. What do you mean? I and the real I and the existence are one. Yes. I'm leaving there. I'm not going deeper. We'll go step by step. And now is the time to continue to purify the mind by the conventional method in Hatha Yoga. First, looking inside the forehead in the space, my friends. Om Shanti continues there and start breathing into the chest. Expand and squeeze the chest with inhalation and exhalation. In the state of being comfortable and carefree. Now, as a seeker, you have understood you are not putting the mind into any form of anxiety, but your commitment is what the mind is looking inside. That is what we discussed very briefly. The mind is having intense desire for the peace and happiness inside. And that dissolves your lane one. Continue, my friends. Chest breathing, Om Shanti, steadiness in the body, awareness, the mind is looking inside what you are searching in the moment of auspiciousness that all belongs to the existence. and stop it. Do nothing. Experience the changes. Learn from the experiences. You may have many vision, colors, etc. You just recognize and accept it. Our journey is going beyond the experiences. Om Shanti continues. And now is the time to do the belly breathing, expanding the belly and squeezing with inhalation and exhalation. And it is due to the grace and the blessing of the existence I am able to do it. Why? I am not the body. I am not the mind. It belongs to the existence. Think, my friend, contemplate. Even that very thinking causes the ego to thrash. Pay attention, you inhale, the belly expands, you exhale, the belly squeezes, you goes inside. I'm not naming the specific practices of the tantra and the hatha yoga, but you are doing it, especially in this step. It's a longer breath, and I discussed this in detail. Lower lobes of the lungs have a larger capacity to inhale, to get the air more. Continue. And stop this. Om Shanti continues. You recognize and accept the changes that is taking place so that we are going to be ready for the third breathing. What happens in the third breathing? You are using the belly, or you are using the lower and the upper lobes of the lungs, all the 5 lobes of the lung. One side we have 3, another side, so I'm not going into the science. So now start breathing long, deep, and the hissing breath both from the belly and the chest. First into the belly and the chest. You breathe out from the belly and the chest. You still have a squeezing and expanding effect on the muscles of the belly and the chest. Science says muscles of the diaphragm and the rib cage. Both are the same. We use the phrases to make people understand easily. We're not using those scientific terms. It is the same thing. It's a diaphragmic breathing plus thoracic breathing, you can say, scientifically, and the collarbone breathing, all the 3 breathing together. That is what the yogic breathing is. But you're doing the breathing little faster. Deeper. Continue. Check if the lane one says, no, I don't want to do it, I cannot do it too much. That is the lane one. So lane two should guide you to do it. I also do the hissing breathing in between to remind your mind it becomes easily aware. Do you have that sense of being part of the existence, that sense of auspiciousness? This lane one will never disturb you. I can bet you. Because you already say that it all belongs to the existence, not to me. So existence is doing in us. What? Yes. And leave it. I can tell you, my friends, fact and the reality is that existence is doing everything in our life, which we call our life. And in that state, you are looking at the triangle in the cave of your heart with Om Shanti. You already know, sinking. Om Shanti on one side, Om Shanti second side, Om Shanti, but moving it clockwise and anti-clockwise. Your fact is that you are checking the mind. Mind, are you 100% ready? So, how do you recognize? By sinking. The moment it sinks Om Shanti with the movement on the triangle, and now is the time to Om. So we normally use the word Om. It's a mantra, it's a holy mantra. Forget about that. You are pushing the mind with the Om. As you sing Om, it goes deep inside the cave of your heart, Shanti, and absorbed. As long as you are absorbed, good. No, no issue. Return again to the triangle. And now, Japa, with the mind's eye, Om Shanti. Mind's eye, mind's ear, mind's speech. and the mind's touch. Tantra has a principle: where the mind goes, there the prana goes. Prana means the life force. And then you are using the mantra. So what will happen? The energy will become free of the ignorant mind that moves impulsively. And that release of energy, with the mind saying Om Shanti, reveals Om Shanti. So every time the Om Shanti hits the mind as if the mind drops. Om Shanti means I'm the real self. That is one meaning. Or I'm the Om. So Om is pure consciousness. Or we can say Om Shanti, the real self manifests the permanent peace. So there are two things that happens. Do nothing. When I say do nothing, remain as you are, the mind automatically continues it. Or we move into a total, what we say, the silence. Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences, bring the hands down, we'll share our experiences. Now we have Stephen and Sam.
Thank you for that. It was a pretty incredible meditation for me. I immediately closed my eyes from your first words and just felt this movement to my heart center immediately. And I was listening to you, understanding the idea of the conventional method and the importance of self-inquiry, because again, self-inquiry is vital to this journey, because it's what controls how you react to all the other stuff that goes on out there. And I just felt real settled in my entire meditation, and started to realize that I think I've always explained it like I came up, I went down, I came up, and I started to realize that the actual space just kept expanding for me. So it wasn't that I was moving anywhere. I was always in my heart center. And just being able to go through and following all the steps of the meditation was incredible. And as we finally got to the heart center, the space just expanded on me. And it was just incredible. I was very, very settled into it, and I'm in the same exact position I was when we first sat down and started. So this is the longest I've sat in lotus position, I think, ever. So.
That's a beautiful narration. That's a beautiful. You see that? You think of, you just become aware that what you become aware, that is what is happening at a subtler level. That everything belongs to the existence. Where is anxiety? Where is reaction? Where is the problem? Where I'm seeking a solution? Everything belongs to the existence. Finished. So sometimes that happens naturally, and the moment you close your eyes and it takes you to that state. Beautiful. Thank you. How are you, Sam?
Good. It was very peaceful meditation for me. I had a little bit of trouble, keeping my head up for a little while, but corrected it, noticed it, and felt real good.
Felt really good. Good. Always keep your head up. Never let it down. Good. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you, sir. Just from the moment we started the practice, the meditation, it's gone from a dimmer switch to a light switch. It's just right into meditative state, and I just enjoyed the journey. Very simple. Lane 2 and 3, vast majority of the time I had to cross over lane 1 a couple of times, but really, really deep and nothing. Just very aware of nothing. It was interesting.
Beautiful, beautiful. You see that? The moment I become aware of the lane 1, I remember that I have to switch to the lane 2. If I don't remember, I fail. I fail. So the same thing, that is what we explained, the instinctive and the impulsive nature takes over. And that is the meaning that we don't learn to be angry and reactive. It is inward. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I kind of to David and Stephen's point, I'm aware during the day. So I'm aware of the awareness and everything.
Yeah.
Then the meditation today was interesting because when we went to the triangle, at that point, I felt like everything withdrew, almost like I was in a train that was a very fast train. Everything was quiet and calm in the train, but everything was a blur outside the train.
Yeah.
And when you went to the japa, there was this equilibrium or homeostasis that occurred, that there wasn't any difference between inside and outside the train.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
That's quite interesting. You use the word homeostasis. It's a kind of a balance. Then you are not at all affected, influenced, dictated by whatever is happening outside. So that is where the lane one almost, it appears it has transformed. And the mind is totally absorbed inside. It's a beautiful way to present it. Thank you. How are you, Brandy? Brandy and Barbara starts from B, yes.
Good morning. And thank you. 2 lessons. 2 points during the lesson were really good reminders for me today. One being that body and the mind belong to existence. It's simple, but it's easy to forget. And then the second one was that I have an intense desire for peace. And that was my focus during the meditation, and it helped kind of get, things sorted out from the outside and the inside. I liked when you asked the question, where are you during the mantra, like where are you applying that? Are you applying that outside or inside?
Yes, Brandy, that's very good. So because when I'm giving a talk, you understand, then you do the practice. So the mind continues to live in that knowledge. And that's where it helps us. Intense desire for peace and happiness, it is inside. So at that moment, the mind is already highly qualified. So it acts as that and it brings the result. So that experience also helps us to live into that state during the day. Beautiful. Randy and Barbara, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. It was a wonderful meditation for me today. As soon as I closed my eyes, I felt completely at peace. And when we got to the breathing exercises, I actually enjoyed them today. I didn't feel any resistance whatsoever. And after that, it was I was completely absorbed, completely.
Completely absorbed, yeah. That's really beautiful. Beautiful. You see that absorption? Absorb means the mind is absorbed in doing the practice. Sometimes people say, no, you cannot do this breathing. It is because of the mental resistance, and that resistance dissolves by understanding. It's a beautiful way to put it. How are you, Terry?
I feel a little bit refreshed.
Good.
And I think that I'm making some progress with the breathing.
Yes,
and
that's good.
With the whole process. But because it was easier, it's not that it was no effort, but I was able to make the effort.
Yeah, but still it is easier. Do this practice 5 times today.
Yes, and my as you say, when things happen, the time is shortening, like it'll just happen really quick. But I'm not upset. I'll say, like if something happens and I bark at somebody,
Yeah.
the minute I finish, I'm not upset, and I'm ready to forget about it.
Yeah.
And then I remember everything. But I think I went somewhere for a little while because I don't think I fell asleep. I don't know where I went, but I do not remember doing the japa.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. We will one day we will find where we went. No worry. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So I'm good. Was calm. I was quite absorbed in that practice.
You have changed a lot since the day you joined
Yes, sir.
in your relationship also.
Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Very good. So, how are you, Anastasia?
Thank you. I'm good. It was a very powerful lesson and meditation. Today my belly was faster moving, easier, and I also felt pretty well my hip joints, like from inside, as in. And these auspicious moments I have noticed they happen with me after contemplation and reflection, and it feels like tune with your environment. Like when we are children, we are playing and we are so happy and interested to be in play that it feels as if everything is wonderful and time stops.
Yes,
So
you
with
have.
me, it happens sometimes when I do the dishes.
Yeah.
I feel the water and my breathing,
Yes.
and I have
yes.
this moment.
You reminded me of the fact that when we play with the small kids, it happens, we feel that sense of elated and happy. That happiness has no limitation. It happens. So you have related auspiciousness with those playful moments. What happens that the moment we are in the state of auspiciousness, lane one does not dare to enter in our life. You may have a pain, but auspiciousness is already there. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत पीसफुल था सर आज कुछ ऐसे लग रहा था जैसे मैं पर्पल लाइट में हूँ
Ah, yeah. She feels the purple light all around, and she was totally peaceful. Yeah, we are going to talk in detail about these light and how it helps us to understand where we are. So that is all for today. Thank you. Remember, live into that auspiciousness. What I am, what I have, what I possess. Thank you. We'll meet again.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.